normally say hello to Mark out there. First time back up. First time back up in over 3 weeks. And this is just a test run day. I'm only going to be out here for 30 to 45 minutes with some little general thunderstorms coming in from my south. No big deal. Okay, that's not going to do it. That will do it, shouldn't it? Yes. So there you go. Yeah, when I switch to this one, that's my remote cam. I don't even have it on. I don't even have it hooked up. That'll come later. It only takes me about 2 minutes to program it through the Wi-Fi network anyway. So the switcher looks like it's working. Looks like I've got a, let's see, here we go, yeah. I didn't readjust my rear camera though. That's just a minor little thing. I just need to change a setting. That's all I need to do, but it's good enough for now. Since I had everything ripped out of the vehicle while it was in the shop, when I was reinstalling everything, I just put a new, I actually changed my my mounting deck for this front camera, and I raised it 1/2 inch. I made the base 1/2 inch thicker. I wanted to get a little bit more elevation on that because there were situations where when I'm grabbing the arm to pan or tilt, it would hit the top of the computer, and now it won't do that. Look for myself. All right, so at least I got to get my Verizon turned on too. I think I'll probably do that. I don't know. I'll do it at some point in time. So I've just got the Starlink. Starlink hasn't been used in over a month. I basically paid for a month and never even used it. Nevertheless, Starlink and 2 AT&T connections are currently active. And I'm just going to flip over here and I'm going to check. I want to make sure everything looks okay. Let's see, where am I? There I am. Nevertheless, Starlink and... Okay, cool deal. Okay, and I saw that. Hello, Rachel up there in Virginia. Good to see you. I know you're probably watching Daniel out there too. Yeah, I'm sure that Daniel and I will be crossing paths, and we'll be communicating by radio. We'll be having dinner together a couple of times or a dozen times. Who knows? Who knows? And we'll probably be in front and behind each other a few times over the next few weeks. So we'll be back into our general follies. You know, when it's time that you can joke around, that's fine to do. When it's time to be serious, that's what we are. So I'm currently coming up to the dam of Lake Somerville, which is just, well, it's northwest of Houston. It's the same path I took a week ago Friday, where I saw a brief, weak EF0 tornado where there was no tornado chance. As a matter of fact, the camera right now is looking in the direction right there where I saw it the other day. I was right next to it. No problem with it because I knew it was weak. I knew it wasn't going to do anything to me, so I got really, really uptight with it. So I might just sit here and watch this just a little bit. Again, it's just general thunderstorms. There's going to be nothing severe out of this. You might see a lightning bolt or two. Again, this is just a day that I'm getting out here to make sure that everything is working, because as I said in a post I made recently, and today actually, and I think in my description, Yeah, $8,033, and I think it was 38 cents is what it cost to get this transmission done. Yikes, yes, yikes, yes, yes, definitely yikes. So everything that I had in here, I took it out because I'm not going to leave my truck with somebody for 3 weeks with all this stuff in here. You know, no way. So I took it out. It was all in my office, all piled up in a corner. So came and got everything, and got home, got everything, and started rewiring, hooking up, and like, please don't hook something up wrong. Please don't send 24 volts somewhere where you only need 12, and vice versa. And I had them all labeled though. I knew where they went, and everything's good. The only thing I haven't turned on is the remote camera. You know what? While I'm sitting here, why don't I just go ahead and do that? Let me just get. You know what? When you're trying to get everything lined up, you might as well just get it all done. So while I'm sitting here and we're just watching that, I'll try to get the remote camera lined up. I think one of the changes that I recently made was to go to a Bluetooth mouse. Let me open up this studio. All right. And I need to go to this device, and I need to do that. And I'm going to see if I can't get the remote camera up and running. I won't be using it much, but why is my mouse being just a little bit stubborn moving around? Oh, I just didn't have a good base under it. Okay, so we don't want to use that camera. We want to go to this one. And I'm thinking it should be, all right, let's see, remote camera. Yep, remote camera. So see, everything is back in here. There's the other edition. Since Windows decided to deprecate maps, I'm using now and purchased an iPad so I can do my location. I can see it there really well, you know, so I'll know all my roads. So that's over there on the right, everything else is here, la-da-da, and this is going to bounce around because I'm just holding this, I'm free-handing this thing. So the remote is working. And we can switch back to rear, we can switch to front, we can switch back to that, we can go to radar. What's radar look like? Okay, hold on. I know what I gotta do here. I've got to have it up on the screen. It was minimized, the radar will not show up, see? So there we go, remote. Look out this window. Look forward. See the dash camera there. All right. All right, go back to that. All right. So, I think we're good. Are we good? I think we're good. I think we're good. Everything works. Can you imagine that? So, I don't think I've seen a lightning bolt out of this. Let's see if there's any lightning in this stuff. Let me go use my goes lightning. Yeah, there hadn't been a lightning bolt in this one for the last 20 minutes. Okay, not according to that one anyway. Let's see the ETN. Yeah, two or three lightning bolts have come out of that. It's a little group of showers, thunderstorms west of me out there. They're east of Austin. They were putting down a little fair amount of lightning, more than this. But anyway, it works. That's the main thing. It works. It's working. It's working. Well, you know I'm in Texas, and you know I'm in the United States on that shot because part of the U.S. flag and part of the Texas flag on there. How about that? Yeah. Okay. Now my panning, the panning on the front camera's got, I made it a little tighter. It takes me a little more effort to move that camera. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. Oldham and Potter County, Texas. It's a long way from where I am. Again, there's going to be nothing severe out of this. Just kind of a precursor of a pattern change. We're getting the moisture start streaming back in now. See if I can do this. Okay, so this park that's right ahead of us here, see how good I can zoom this. That's State Park over there on the other side of the lake. Just farther back inland, of course, that's where I saw that little tornado last week Friday. Yeah, I'm going pretty far. I don't know how good that's going to look, but that's the thing about sensitivity of going so tight on something. You know, so you can see the park's kind of full. Trying to hold her steady, but it's hard to when you're zoomed in that much. Oh my gosh, it is really sensitive. So anyway, it was right back in that area. Okay, I'm gonna quit playing with that. I never zoomed that far anyway. Camera's really not set to a good focus at that zoom level either. I got it that way because I don't like to zoom that close up on something anyway. I'd rather show you the bigger picture in most cases. So I guess it's kind of needless to say, that looks like that's kind of coming straight towards me there. Ever so slowly. Okay, all data is running good and steady. I need to do an update tomorrow. I need to do an update on my bonding. I just did an update on my switcher. I will double check that tomorrow also to make sure that I do have that updated. I'm almost considering trying to maybe lessen the friction on my panning of this camera here, because it's pretty tight. But you know, at least that way I know that it's not going to drift on me, because before I put it back in here I noticed that it was a little bit loose, or a little more loose than I would like it to be, and actually probably tightened it up a little bit more than I wanted to, but I think I can leave it right here, because I never swing the camera real fast anyway. You know, like if I want to look at the subject matter, you know, at my 2 o'clock, you know, I can take this over a little slower, of course, you know, but I'm there. You know, if I want to take it back over to my 10 o'clock, go back here. Yeah. Good enough. What chat's really active? Rachel, you're the only one that said anything. There's hardly nobody on here. I know this is of no interest, but I got to make sure it works. And that's why I'm out here. I'm 12 miles from home. Nautical miles, I'm 6 miles from home. With this lake, I'm on kind of the other, to the right side. I'm way back the other side, and yeah, so yeah, I got to go around it to get home. Now, if there was more lightning, I would be concerned about this person out here on the boat. I'd say, you know what, you probably shouldn't be out there. That guy right there, yeah, you shouldn't be out there on the boat if there's lightning. And there's been a little lightning from this. So I hope I don't bring you something live of a boat being struck by lightning. It wouldn't be a good result for the people. Yeah, as we move forward, I'm going to be setting goals. I'm going to try to get a little money put back in to pay for all this. Yeah, definitely. This ain't done for free, I guarantee you. Especially with gas prices. The way they are this year, it's going to cost, oh gosh. Oh. And do the math. It's going to cost 60 to 70% more this year than it did last year just in fuel. All right, I said I was probably going to stream for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm probably up to 17 minutes now. I'm not going to do it very long. I may not even go past 30 minutes. I just didn't want to stream a clear sky. So, well, little thunderstorms, might as well, just gonna check it out. Make sure everything, none of the settings have gone stupid on this stuff, and just make sure everything is good. Checking audio. Yeah, just checking. I just turned the audio up on the receiver. I just didn't want to stream up here. Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's doing okay. All the plans I had for some enhancements for this year kind of went into the transmission. Without the transmission, I'm not out here anyway. Quick check on the radar. So, okay, sitting right over here. No. And remote is still online. Yeah, remote camera is still online. Yep, I think we're good. I think we're good. I just might start heading back towards home, knowing that this is working. And I'll figure out when I may be out and about in the coming days. I'm not going to West Texas, southern. I'm not going up to Southern Plains tomorrow. I'm not. Ideally, I'm more focused on next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in that time frame. That can change. That system's still sitting there parked off the West Coast, man. It's going to take some time. The only thing we got with dry line activity in West Texas, we've got some disturbances that are going to come around and keep feeding over the region. Nothing strong, nothing real significant, but enough to kick off some activity over the next several days, and then eventually the system will eject from the West Coast and come across, and that's when we'll start getting some more enhanced activity. All right, so I am going to go ahead and depart the area and head towards home. Rear view. Front. If I had my remote camera set up, in a case like this, I'd have it set to the right where you could look out the passenger side window. But I'm not going to stretch over there and do all that right now. I got a stop sign, fella. What are you stopping? Go ahead. Okay, so I have a stop sign. This other guy has a yield sign. I guess he doesn't realize I have a stop sign. But just by the shape of the sign, you ought to be able to tell I have a stop sign. But I can't expect everyone to be quite on top of their game. How often does that hold true? Alright. Yeah, I like this because I can angle up, and if I want to go across the horizon, if I want to take the horizon of the land pretty much out of the frame, see, I'm not hitting the laptop. I'm not hitting the monitor. So I think that additional half-inch of elevation I put on this was definitely a good move. So here's the one that I really hate. I hate it when the hood is showing. Nobody cares about the hood. I mean, if you're in a hailstorm, you want to see hail hitting the hood, that's one thing. Well, I'm not getting in big hailstorms just to say I was in a hailstorm. I'm not going to get into stuff that's going to bust my windshield out. That's not the way I do this. I'm going to do a little bit of switching as I travel back. Just want to make 100% sure that everything is really good to go. So what I wanted to do for this year is I wanted to make that camera that I'm on right now, I wanted to make it where I could go left to right with it. I had figured out a method. I was going to build this myself. And all I was going to need is a 12 volt DC power source to go to this mechanism that I was going to build, that was going to mount the camera in it and all that good stuff, and I was going to be able to use, I could use any kind of toggle left right, and I could toggle, if I apply voltage plus 12 one way, minus 12 volts the other way, to make it go left or make it go right. But I had to take care of other business first. So that's not going to happen this year. Now there's a lot of traffic building up in this area now too. There is a big thing going on just a few miles from here. which starts, I think it starts to might start tonight. I'm not sure. It's an event called Chili Fest, and there's some, you know, pretty well-known country singers, bands, things like that will be there, and a lot of people are going to be there. 40, 50,000 people. So there's going to be a lot of traffic's going to pick up through this area over the next 24 hours at least, and throughout the weekend. So it'll be a little bit of a circus around here. One thing I still need to, I still forgot. One of the things I need to do, I need to work on my left camera mount. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Get that thing secured into place. On that mount, and can't do it right now, but just to say, okay, I want to look at this off to the left. Look at this off to the left. Boom, go there, and we're there. Go back to the front, or maybe we want to look back off to the, kind of left of me and behind me a little bit. Boom, go there, look back. Handy little thing to have around. It's Bob's ingenuity that designed that method. It works. When I do something and it works, I like it. When I do something and it doesn't work, I get frustrated. But then I'll lay in bed at night trying to figure out why does it not work. And I will go through every doggone piece of wiring and every little tidbit of information I can in my head, and sometimes I'll stay awake half the night, not even sleep. Like, I gotta figure, why is it doing this? Okay, I could try this, I could try that. Okay, and if that doesn't work, maybe it's this. Well, then I'll just go through the method the next day of going through that mental list in my head of what to try, and many times it comes out good. Comes out with some kind of solution. And if I don't have the right solution, at least maybe I find a workaround to make it work. There's a good chance to check that elevation shot. So you can go up. That'll work. This works just fine. A raindrop, a few raindrops, just on the edge of something. You'll see right here, I'm just on the edge. I'm gonna get a little bit of rain here. I also had to get my registration sticker today after I picked up my truck over in Bryan, Texas. The registration, Texas vehicle registration, expired at the end of March. Well, the papers, everything I needed was in the truck. So the truck is 35 miles from my house, and so when I picked it up today, that was my next trip, was to county courthouse with my papers and get my registration sticker for 2027. I'm good to 03 of 27 now. And well, if I get pulled over by law enforcement, I'm gonna say, okay, look, this is why. Here's my paper. It's been in my truck for 3 weeks. My one truck was in the shop. Here's the bill for the work that was just done. As you can see, I just picked the vehicle up and I'm on my way to the courthouse right now to get my registration done. But I didn't have any problems. Okay, so again, this is just some general thunderstorms down here in south central Texas. Nothing's going to be severe out of this, or should not anyway. Just general little thunderstorms. Now that we're getting the moisture back, we got daytime heating, gave it the trigger it needed to blow up a few little thunderstorms, but again, nothing's going to be severe or should not be severe. And I'm only out here because I wanted to get this stuff reinstalled in here, make sure everything was working. And it is. So I'm actually on my way back home. Right now I'm only I could be home in 5 minutes. So it's going to be a short stream. It's going to be a test stream. You know, I wanted to make sure that all the bonding stuff was still working properly. You know, when you hadn't touched the stuff or used it in almost a month, you know, you got to make sure, especially when you pull things out, you put them back in, you got to be sure. Got to be sure. So that's the only reason that I'm out here today, really, just to test some stuff out. And it's going to be a short duration stream. I think I said it'd be 30 to 45 minutes, and right now I think I'm up to like 33 or 34 minutes or something like that. So it's going to be ending really soon here. Wait for those better days. We've got some real storms that have some teeth in them going on. See how much I can get out here this year. I do not plan on traveling multiple states this year. I could end up in a couple of 3. I think that's probably going to be about the extent of me out here this year. Got other things going on too. Heavier train should be just west of me. Yep, not far from home right now, so it's going to be a matter of a minute or two, and I will be shutting her off, and I'll be back on a day when we got some better stuff for you. Again, this was just a test run after a full reinstall of everything, because I had to have an $8,000 transmission job done. I'll probably get home here in a minute, and I may actually chime in with Mr. Shaw there for just a little bit on his, I'm sure he's out in Kansas right now. So, okay. So, yeah, I got to remember my steps to do this stuff. I've got to do 2 things to end this. I have to go. Oh, this has gotten bumpy. Gotten bumpy through here. Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, that's it. When I'll be back, I couldn't tell you right now. It could be Saturday. Who knows? Could be something, a little something tomorrow.